When I was asked to give this speech about leadership and leadership training, I had to think about how could I be the one to do this? Why is it me? And as Karen pointed out, I'm the Vice President of Membership for the Toastmasters group. I'm the President of ASF. I have been the President before of ASF. I've also been the Vice President. And for a long time, I was the unofficial leader of the group before we were incorporated and organized. Today, I'm going to give speech number 10 for Toastmasters, Inspire Your Audience. And what I hope to do is inspire you, if you're not already in a leadership position, to take a leadership position. It doesn't have to be an official one. If you're not a leader and you want to be a follower, I hope I inspire you to be a better follower to encourage your leaders. And the information that I'm going to present comes from Make a Dent in Leadership. Also, it comes from Mayor Ruth Carney. She's the mayor of Hot Springs. I actually got to talk to her this last week and talk to her about her leadership ideas. I also attended a workshop that Randy Frazier, who is a Arkansan, and he does leadership and life skills training, and his is how to listen, learn, and lead. And then some of the information also came from Toastmasters International. And then I also found information from the Montana State University on setting goals for groups. So like I said, I hope I can inspire some of you to take a leadership role or to be an inspiring follower. So first of all, what makes a good leader? First of all, a good leader has to focus on their own strengths. They need to know their own weaknesses. They need to love to learn, love to share that learning, and inspire others to learn, which goes right along with what Karen was saying about mentors. They need to be dedicated to a cause and adaptable to change. So Ruth Carney, when I spoke with her, she said, as the mayor of Hot Springs and being a political leader, her 3 things for leadership are protection, provision, and direction. So she says you want to protect the people that you're leading. And of course, she's the mayor, so she wants to protect the people that live in Hot Springs. She wants to provide for them by passing laws that help them, being there for them when they have a problem, and then direction. She wants to give her constituents direction. So those were her 3 points that she shared with me. Then Randy Frazier, the motivational speaker, he says leadership takes courage. So it does take courage to be a leader. And then when there's a crisis, a leader looks for opportunities. So, you know, anytime there's a crisis, people run and hide. But leaders look at the crisis as an opportunity to lead, to share, to protect their people, provide for them, and direct them. So it goes right back to what Mayor Carney was talking about. So one of the things I wanted to share was leaders in the past, like maybe 10 years ago, all they needed to be was honest and competent. But now, in this day and age, with all the technology that's available, they do need to still be honest, but they also have to be forward-thinking and inspiring, and also competent, but the competent part has moved down to 4 because now we have Google and all the technology where I don't have to be as competent in my leadership skills, and then maybe as a nurse, I don't have to be as competent because I can go look at that part up. But I do have to be forward-thinking and inspiring to be able to lead in that area. So here are some tips to succeed as a leader. Know why you want to be a leader. And I had to think about, why did I want to be a leader of the Freethinkers? So I want to share with you the reason I wanted to be a leader of the Freethinkers, and I even got involved in it and ended up being the unofficial leader, was I didn't want anybody that was a freethinker to ever not have a group of people to talk to or come to. I didn't want that to happen to anybody because it happened to me. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to be a leader. So first of all, you have to do self-analyzation and decide, why do you want to be a leader of any group? Then you also have to be okay with being vulnerable. You have to admit when you made a mistake. As a leader, you can expect to be criticized, judged, and it can be lonely at the top. But you'll also get accolades and a attaboy and a pat on the back, and you'll also have the joy of seeing what you were working so hard to do come to fruition. And that's how I feel about the Freethinkers. Like I said, when I very first started, it was an unofficial group. We weren't organized. There was no election. And then when we became incorporated, we put the winter solstice display up. There's so many other things, so many things that we did. And I felt pride. Not that I did them myself, but that I was a part of this group that did these things. And you also have to have the courage to say, I don't know. If you don't know the answer and you're not sure what to do next, you have to have the courage to be able to say that. And you also have to have the courage to apologize when you make a mistake. And in this group, that has happened before. One time we had a Facebook group and we were going to change the settings on the Facebook group. We had no idea that it was going to upset anybody, but it did. It upset a lot of members. So we had to change it back and we had to apologize and say, wait, we didn't realize what this was going to do and how upset everyone was going to be. So you have to be open to self-awareness, and you have to self-analyze, and you have to continue to develop yourself throughout life. There is a really good 18-minute TED Talk on the power of vulnerability for leaders. If you have a chance to watch that, it is really good. The next thing you need to be is great with people. You need to have or develop great people skills. So if you want to be a leader and you don't have good people skills, that is something that you can develop. Look at groups that fit your interest. And one of the examples I came up with was Karen with the Naturalist. She was interested in that. She's gotten into that group. She's working with them. She's given talks at different organizations about the Naturalist. She gave a talk to free speakers about the Naturalist. So you want to, as a leader, you want to get people to follow you. So that's why you want to be great with people. Engage and inspire people. You need to build their trust. And you need to challenge people to use their best skills and help people feel important and that they belong to the group. And that's where I feel that is one of my great strengths in this, is that I try to make people feel important to this group and bring them in. Today, Karen did have to tell about the meeting, but it's because I was looking at my speech and I got too involved in that. So I will admit that. So listen and let people talk. Listen to what they're saying. A great leader always listens to the people. They may not always act on it, but they listen to what the people around them are saying. And practice and watch others. If you know of a great leader and you want to be like them, watch them and see what they do. And admit your mistakes, as I mentioned before. At some point, your leadership style will emerge. You can also there are plenty of places online to take quizzes to see what kind of leader you are. I took a test at the Arkansas Department of Health when I went there, and I found out that I am urgent and direct. So I know that when I'm talking to someone who maybe maybe their feelings may get hurt a little easily or something, I cannot be as direct with that person as I want to be, because I'm direct, and then everything to me is urgent. At work, everything is urgent. So I have to back off sometimes and go, wait a minute, is this really as important as I think it is? I need to step back and look at it and then pick my battles. So being able to know that has helped me as a leader. The next thing is identify your strengths and styles, and that's what I was just talking about. What is unique about you? You may be impulsive or decisive, or you may be indecisive. You may be outspoken and fast talking. It's okay, as long as you know and understand what your traits are and how you can deal with other people with that. Recognize it, get your style, and know yourself. And then the last thing about a great leader is that they find a coach or a mentor, as Karen just talked about. Or they mentor and coach, and she talked about that too. If you mentor and coach, you learn because you go through it twice, so you're going to learn it too. I had a former supervisor who was my mentor, and sometimes I say, instead of what would Jesus do, I say what would Fran do in a really tough situation supervising. So be a coach or a mentor. And remember, being a great leader is a lifelong endeavor. And we need leaders in this group, not leaders on Facebook. We need leaders in the group. Facebook is a great place to get together and chat about things and maybe plan something. Meetup is a good place, but we actually need leaders in this group who want to take an active role and be a leader. I hope I've inspired you to be that leader or to be that follower who inspires the leaders. And I really appreciate you giving me the chance to talk to you about this. Thank you.